Donald Trump just loves reminding the American public that he's actually really, really bad when it comes to hiring people to work for him. So recently, Donald Trump has been on the rampage against people, of course, that he has hired or he had hired while he was president of the United States, everybody from his attorney general to multiple different chiefs of staff who served underneath him. The latest, of course, is his ongoing feud with General John Kelly, who was one of Donald Trump's first chiefs of staff. And he was supposed to be, reports said at the time, Kelly was going to be the adult in the room. Well, about a week or so ago, John Kelly came out and said that Donald Trump, and I did a video on this last week, said Donald Trump is, quote, scared poopless. It's not the exact word he used. I'm just trying to soften the language in case the kids are watching. But he did also go on to say that this is the way he compensates for that. He gives people the appearance he doesn't care by doing this. For the first time in his life, it looks like he's being held accountable. Donald Trump wasn't happy about that, folks. So over this weekend, Donald Trump gets on Truth Social and says that John Kelly was born with a small brain. Here is Donald Trump's full quote about the man he personally selected to be his chief of staff. John Kelly pretended to be a tough guy, but was actually weak and ineffective. Born with a very small brain. He had a hard time functioning in a political world and was truly an exhausted and beaten man when I fired him. In the end, he was a mummy who sat in his office and stared at the ceiling. He was shot. I'll never forget how his very nice wife told me that, quote, John loves you and respects you more than anyone. He will always say the best things about you. Oh, well, so much for that. Because he was born with a really small brain. As a baby. Babies have smaller heads than the brain will grow over time. So that's weird, right? But here's the thing. While trying to attack John Kelly, what Trump is actually doing is admitting, I suck at picking people to hire. Because if what you're saying about John Kelly is true, which it's not, but let's assume it is. Let's assume that all your other attacks on all the other people, which Rolling Stone put out a good list. You've also gone after recently Mick Mulvaney, who was another chief of staff of yours. You said he was perhaps the dumbest person working at the White House and a born loser. You attacked John Bolton, repeatedly calling him a moron. You attacked James Mattis, one of your defense secretary, as the world's most overrated general. Mark Esper, one of your other defense secretaries, you called him weak, a lightweight, and incapable of leading. And you also recently described Kayleigh McEnany as, quote, not a real star, and, as you put it, milk toast. So let's assume, again, that everything you're saying about all these people is accurate. You hired them. These are all the people you had working for you in your administration, people you chose. You had the final decision on who to hire, and you're hiring all these people who now you say are weak, they're stupid, they got tiny little brains, they're ineffective, they're morons, they're milk toast. But you picked them. So this doesn't really tell us much about those individuals, but it tells us a whole hell of a lot about what kind of a judge of a character you are. But let's be real here. This isn't actually about those people being those things. Some of them are, I'll give you that. But here's the thing. What's happening isn't that Trump is telling us how bad he is at hiring people. It's not that these Republicans are getting their comeuppance. What this is really is a lesson to all those idiots out there today still defending Donald Trump. Because eventually you're going to say something either intentionally or accidentally that he's not going to like, and we're going to add your name to this list. And then you're going to be the ones in a feud with him. It will happen. Like, you cannot escape it. Everybody that works with Trump eventually has to go down this path. So you may be out there defending Trump from these indictments today, but the second you say something that he interprets the wrong way, you're going to be the next moron who also happens to be milquetoast and possibly even born with a small brain. Thanks for watching, everyone, and well, here comes the awkward part at the end of the video where I ask you to like, comment, and share, and subscribe for more content from Ring of Fire. Also, you should consider becoming a member for some exclusive content and perks, including early access videos and exclusive videos. Check out the link in the description.